Welcome back to the halftime show on the PAC Sports Network, and we're joined now at the half by Franciscan University men's basketball coach Joe Wallace. Coach, first off, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Randy. Always a pleasure, as you know. Yep.
Likewise, always fun to catch up. And coach, through the first 6 games of the season, the Barons have yet to play a true home game. This pre-recorded right now, so we're hoping that tonight's game is at the brand new floor at the Finnegan Fieldhouse, but we know it's coming soon. The brand new gym floor making its debut very soon. How nice will it be to get back to the Fieldhouse and get back to practicing as well at the Fieldhouse?
Yeah, I mean we've been a team of packing up bags and being in vans all over the Upper Ohio Valley. Luckily we're in the city of Weirton in the community center there. The Millsop Community Center has given us a home. And then Big Red High School, Steubenville High School in town here has been the other one. It's been such a positive to see the community outreach for us, and to have these relationships that we've established that as being the coach here, it makes you feel welcomed, and Franciscan and our university and our roster, we have, a lot of guys from all over the country. And when they come here for their four years, this becomes home, the Ohio Valley. And our team tries to take on that mentality of what this area is about, and myself personally. And it means a lot. It really does. And even though it hasn't been easy, I'm not going to sit here and say what we've gone through since the start of school has been easy. It hasn't been, but I've been here now 7 years and nothing has been easy. And that's the way we embrace it. And I'm not going to sit here and pat us on the back or anything like that, but adversity it's Franciscan basketball, and the middle name is adversity. We're always ready to embrace what's next. And that makes us all tougher. You see true character in men when they're faced with adversity. And at the end of the day, we're just playing basketball, but we use basketball at Franciscan to form young men. And we can't ask for any more, the challenges that we get to face every year, really, in a way, it just comes in a different package every year, and different packages show up at different times for us. But the one thing about our program is every year, by the time we get to February, we're usually at our best. And not usually, we are at our best. And that's really what the mentality and makeup of our group is. And, whether it's injuries, whether it's not having a home gym, whether it's this or that, it doesn't really matter. We're just ready for whatever that next challenge is. And we like to see how we respond to it, because that's what life is about. It's about, your response to situations, and it's about your attitude. And the one thing about our group right now is, and I think in the last 10 days, we've really started to see the makeup of this group is changing. The positive leadership that I've seen is really good. It really wasn't the case coming out of the gates, because sometimes, you have guys in new roles for the first time. We did lose an important piece last year in our program, but guys stepping into leadership roles, when you get punched in the mouth, you really start to figure out what you're really about as a man. And we're starting to see that right now. And I'm proud of that sitting here right now. I know the record doesn't speak that, and I know that's how you get judged upon in athletics, but I look at it differently. We get judged upon by how we're going to respond and how our attitude is every day and how much we come to work. And I look back even last year's team. I mean, we went through, we got off to a nice start, and then we had a key injury, and we had games canceled because of COVID and moved, and we went 2 calendar months without winning a basketball game. But at the end of the day, we kept showing up, and we were the best version of ourselves down the stretch. We had some huge wins, and put ourselves in position to maybe try, make a run in postseason. And really, at the end of the day, that's it. I know I'm long-winded on that, and I've taken talking about the field house to another level, but that's what Franciscan basketball is, and I need guys that understand that. And it's been that way since I've shown up on this campus. We have to earn and claw at every little thing we can get, and that's the way it goes. It's not changing, and I know that. So
we'll touch on some of your players here and looking at this year's team. We won't have time to get to everybody, but touching on some of the players. One of those guys, Travis Lien, 6'6" forward, back for another year. He rejoined the team last year following a knee injury and is averaging 20 points per game. A player who really can do so many different things so well, can shoot the three as a big man. How elite of a player do you see Lien being in the PAC?
Trav is not only with knee injury, he tore his ACL twice. And to have that reconstruction happen twice is a testament to that kid, man. And he's back. He's having a great year right now. But we're seeing him keep taking another step each week in his game, and that's really helping us out. And not only on the court, but he's embracing a leadership role too right now, and that's part of like what I was just talking about. I'm seeing him more vocal, him giving confidence to others. But yeah, he's dynamic on the floor, and he hasn't really even shot the ball that well yet this year to what he's capable of. And once we can get him, to be locked in at from three, I think we're going to see a different dynamic with him. But he can do a lot of different things, not only on the offensive end, the defensive end. He can cause havoc in our press. He can guard, 1 through 5, and he has to at times. He's a very good passer. He tries to make he can see the floor very well, and he really is like a pass first guy. That's his makeup, and dynamic. And he's had to change who he is based off of his knee injuries, because really at the end of the day, he's not the athlete that he was, explosiveness, but he's finding different ways to get to his spots, and once we can take that step with him shooting the ball at a high level, I really feel comfortable with him even being more productive than he is right now. And it comes with comfort and keep playing, coming off that injury twice. Yeah.
And a guy who had a nice game on Saturday when we saw you at Geneva, 17 points and 3 3-pointers, Colton Hage.
Yes.
He had a career-high 30 points against Grove City as well last week. A transfer from Moore Park College. Why has Hage been able to hit yet another level this season?
Yeah, no, Colton had a great preseason, great summer preseason, and sometimes it just doesn't translate right away. And he's just a little off. He plays aggressive on the defense end. He's gotten himself into a little bit of foul trouble, and that rhythm hasn't been there. And he got to the point last year towards the end of the season where he was playing really well complimentary from Sean Hickey. And now he's got to take that role on without Sean. And now he's kind of figured that out. And, not only that, like the Hilbert game got in foul trouble right away. Second half, he started him. He sat on the bench most of the first half. Foul. He got his fourth foul pretty quickly. But the last, I would say, 4 minutes of that game, he was locked in and loaded. He hit 2 big threes and a big pull-up jumper that really helped us, win that game. And you can see that mental toughness in Colton. Colton's a very stoic kid, very mature kid, and he has a different way of leading. It's by example, but he's very positive, very faithful kid, and he put the work in, so he deserves to get the fruits of that labor. Yes, he does.
And redshirt junior Josh Zimmerman, homegrown product out of Steubenville, I'm sure a fan favorite to some degree as well. PAC honorable mention pick last year, averaging 13.7 points per game this year, the team leader in steals and assists as well. How versatile of a player is Zimmerman, and how much fun is he for you to coach?
Well, Josh is a pleasure to be around off the floor as well. I think everybody knows, he's probably one of my favorites. His growth as a man has been tremendous. The one thing that we've changed recently is, Josh kind of played more like a point forward role in, the past for us, but now we've moved him right back to the 1, and we're allowing him to move the offense right now, him to push the pace when we need to. We're giving him the ball a lot more and putting him in better situations for him to be to get the most out of his talent right now. But Josh is as versatile as it gets. But he continues to keep taking next steps to grow his game. But his value is on the defensive end, and a lot of times you're not going to see it just because of the way he is off ball. He has a tremendous knack for being a ball hawk, but not only that, but just being in the right positioning and guarding the ball too is taking another step forward. But yeah, Josh is now, I keep saying the word leadership, because the 3 guys you've really talked about have really needed to step up in that, and they have recently. And that's why I think we're seeing a big change in our group. But Josh has the keys to this team right now, and he has to continue to keep pushing us forward in a positive way, which he has. Yes.
And the Barons have some good size with forwards Jan Janku and Nicholas Alianello. How nice is it to be able to utilize those 2 players in the paint with the addition of 6'6" Lien?
It's for sure. And he's growing as an offensive player. I mean, he's not quite there yet. But Jan plays really hard. He's really physical. just he's still a baby in terms of playing basketball. I mean, his career hasn't been very long, and really, since the start of last season when he got on campus to where he is right now, I mean, we see tremendous growth with him. Nick is finding out, because Nick's another one of these guys that has not shot the ball like he's capable of, and that was really what what his calling card really was. But he's really bringing more physicality to his game. He is like an Energizer bunny right now. He brings so much great positive attitude every day, and he's a fun kid to be around. And if he can start hitting some shots, then we can start to see that, loosen the defense up. But I mean, he's not going to back down from a fight, and that's what we need from him right now, and continue to from him going forward. Yeah.
Now you have some players banged up at the moment. Who are some guys that you're hoping to have back soon? And I understand you also have a transfer that's going to be ready to play very soon in Joseph Silvera.
Yeah, so yeah, Aiden Hickey's was out with a concussion. We'll have him back soon. And Aiden's a tough kid too. Another kid that hasn't shot the ball like he's capable of right now, and that's kind of been the theme a little bit. But we're finding other ways to get things done. But Aiden brings toughness and smart play on both ends of the floor. We need to get him back and comfortable. And then, as you mentioned, we had a transfer that we haven't had yet. He got hurt early on in practice, and Joe Silvera, who's a junior, but 6'9", really good passer, and a guy that can really help alleviate some issues offensively. He can score around the basket as well, but it's been tough just because he hasn't been able to really go. He had a foot injury, but we're getting very close to seeing him back in game action, which is going to be a nice piece to this group right now.
That's Franciscan University men's basketball coach Joe Wallace. Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck to you and the team the rest of the way.
Thank you, Randy. Look forward to it.
We'll have the second half of today's game when we come back in just a moment.